Cat litter odor wars. Clay versus crystal versus tofu. So, you love your cat, but that smell coming from the litter box? What on earth is that? 1 minute you're enjoying your clean home, and the next you're thinking, I just cleaned that box, how does it smell already? That mix of total love for your cat and blind panic about the odor, perfectly normal. You've tried cleaning more, you've tried air fresheners, but that lingering ammonia scent just keeps coming back. Don't worry, we've got your back. It's not your fault, it's a cat litter problem. But what if you could find the right litter to solve that problem for good? Today, we're putting 3 of the most popular types to the test: the old faithful clumping clay, the high-tech silica crystals, and the eco-friendly challenger, tofu. By the end of this, you'll know exactly which litter is right for your cat, your home, and your budget. Let's get into it. Meet the contenders. All right, before we dive in, let's get to know our 3 contenders in the fight against feline funk. First up, we have the one most of us probably grew up with, clumping clay litter. It's made from bentonite clay, and its whole promise is that it forms hard clumps the second your cat pees, making it easy to scoop. It's everywhere. It's usually the cheapest option, and most cats take to it right away because the sandy texture feels natural to them. Next is the modern challenger, silica crystal litter. This stuff is different. It's made of little silica gel beads that act like millions of tiny sponges. Instead of clumping, it just soaks up urine and traps the smell inside the crystals. The promise here is that you scoop less, change the whole box way less often, and have almost no dust. And our final contender is the eco-conscious warrior, tofu litter. This is a newer option that's getting really popular. It's made from soybean fiber, which is a food-grade byproduct. It's biodegradable, super lightweight, and promises to be low dust and low tracking. Plus, a lot of brands are flushable, which is a total game changer for convenience. The rules of engagement. To make this a fair fight, we're going to judge them on 4 things that really matter to cat owners. 1. Odor control. This is the big one. How well does it handle smells right away, and how does it hold up over a few days? 2. Clumping and absorption. Does it form solid clumps you can actually scoop? Or does it turn into wet cement? For our crystal friend, how well does it absorb liquid? 3. Tracking and dust. How much of a mess does it make? We're looking at the dust cloud when you pour it and how much of it ends up all over your floor. 4. Overall value. This isn't just about the price. We'll look at the cost, how long a bag lasts, and its impact on the planet to see what you're really getting for your money. With the rules set, it's time to see how they stack up. Round 1, clumping clay. All right, let's start with the classic clumping clay. I'm pouring it into the box and you can see it immediately, the dust cloud. While brands love to say 99% dust-free, there's always some. And this isn't just a mess. This dust contains crystalline silica, which is a known respiratory irritant. Seriously, long-term exposure isn't great for you or for your cat's sensitive lungs. Now for the pee test. I'm adding some liquid and you can see it clumps up right on the surface. That's the sodium bentonite doing its job, swelling up to form those rock-hard clumps we all know. Let's give it a scoop. The clump is solid, heavy, and comes out in one piece. This is where clay shines. Being able to remove the source of the smell is a huge plus, as long as you're scooping every day. But if you've ever had to chisel that stuff off the bottom of the box, you know the downside. So for clay, the pros are its amazing clumping and the fact that cats usually accept it. The cons are pretty significant though. The silica dust is a real health concern, it's incredibly heavy, and it's terrible for the environment. Clay is strip mined, destroying habitats, and then it sits in a landfill forever. Round 2, silica crystals. Next up, the sleek, modern silica crystal litter. As I pour it, the difference is night and day. There is basically zero dust. For any person or cat with allergies or asthma, this is a huge deal. The crystals are also super lightweight and easy to pour. Let's add the liquid. You'll notice it doesn't clump at all. The liquid gets absorbed right into the crystals and the surface stays dry. The magic here is that each bead is super porous, trapping the urine and the ammonia smell inside. This is why its odor control is so good. For scooping, you just take out the poop. For the urine, you just give the crystals a stir once a day to help the saturated ones dry out and make the box last longer. One fill can last a single cat up to a month. The amorphous silica used here is also much safer than the crystalline silica in clay. The pros are amazing odor control, almost no dust, and it's a lightweight. However, it's not perfect. The cons are the price. It's definitely more expensive up front, and some cats just hate the feeling of the hard crystals on their paws. Environmentally, it's a mixed bag. It's not biodegradable, but you use a lot less of it, so it reduces landfill waste compared to clay. A quick pro tip: crystal litter is fantastic for single cat homes, but it can get overwhelmed pretty quickly if you have multiple cats. Also, while the dust is safer, you still don't want your cat eating a bunch of it, as ingesting large amounts could cause issues. We're about to head into our final round with the eco-friendly challenger, but if you're finding this breakdown helpful in your quest for a fresher home, do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you want to become an expert in all things cat care, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss future videos. Your support helps us create more in-depth content just like this. Round 3, tofu litter. All right, it's time for our final contender, tofu litter. As I pour this, you'll see it's also incredibly low dust, a lot like the crystals. The pellets are small and smooth, and since they're made from food-grade soybean fiber, it's not a major cause for alarm if your cat ingests a few while grooming, unlike clumping clay, which can cause serious internal blockages. Now for the performance test, I'm adding the liquid, and look at that, it clumps. The clumping is pretty decent, forming a nice little package that's easy to scoop. The clumps are definitely softer than clays, and they can sometimes break down if they get too wet, but they hold together well enough for easy scooping and are way less likely to turn into concrete on the bottom of the box. The scoop test is simple, and here's Tofu's secret weapon. Most brands are flushable. If you live in an apartment or just hate dealing with stinky trash bags, this is a massive win. Just make sure to check your local plumbing rules and only flush 1 or 2 small clumps at a time. The pros for tofu litter are huge. It's biodegradable, sustainably sourced, and has great low dust and low tracking properties. It's also lightweight and soft on paws. The cons are its price, which is on the higher side, and its odor control can be hit or miss. While it's absorbent, the soybean fiber itself doesn't neutralize odors, so you'll want a brand that adds a natural helper like charcoal. And because it's an organic material, you have to store it in a cool, dry place, or it can be prone to mold. The final verdict: the Odor Wars champion. So after all that, who's the winner of the Odor Wars? The honest answer, as with most things cat-related, is it depends on your priorities. Let's break it down. For pure, unbeatable odor control, the champion is Silica Crystal Litter. Its ability to absorb and lock away that ammonia smell for weeks is unmatched, especially if you have one cat. If your number one goal is to just make the smell go away with the least amount of daily work, crystals are your best bet. For the best clumping and cat approval, the winner here is still Clumping Clay Litter. Nothing really beats those rock-solid clumps, and since cats are naturally drawn to the sandy texture, it's the safest choice for a picky cat. For the healthiest and cleanest home, this title goes to Tofu Litter. With almost no dust, low tracking pellets, and non-toxic food-grade ingredients, it's the clear winner for keeping your air clean and your floors free of litter dust. For the planet and your plumber, the undisputed eco-champion is Tofu Litter. It's biodegradable, compostable, and often flushable, which puts it in a different league from its competitors that are mined from the earth. And finally, our overall Odor Wars grand champion, balancing everything, is a really tough call. But when you combine solid performance, health benefits, and eco-friendliness, Tofu Litter narrowly takes the crown. It offers a fantastic middle ground, good clumping, excellent dust and tracking control, and you can feel good about using it. Look, the best cat litter is the one your cat will use consistently, and that fits your lifestyle. If you have a multi-cat household and need serious odor fighting power, a premium clay or crystal litter might still be the answer. If a healthy, dust-free home and being eco-friendly is your priority, a plant-based option like tofu, or even newer ones like cassava, are the way to go. Don't be afraid to experiment. Buy a small bag and mix it with the old litter for about a week to transition them slowly. At the end of the day, your cat gets the final vote. What type of litter are you currently using, and what has your experience been? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one, and your experience could help someone else win their own odor war. Bringing home a cat is a journey. There will be moments of pure chaos, but finding the right routine and the right products makes all the difference. You're not just cleaning a box, you're building a happy, healthy life for a friendship that's going to last a lifetime. You've got this.